Are you thinking about buying a Toyota in 2026 but can't decide between new or used? In this video, we're breaking down the real cost differences between a brand new Toyota and a quality used one, and revealing which choice could save you $10,000 or more. From depreciation and insurance to reliability and resale value, we'll help you make a smart decision before you spend a single rupee. Let's dive in and find out which option gives you the biggest bang for your buck. Today we will talk about used versus new Toyota in 2026, which saves you $10,000. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Why this decision matters in 2026. Choosing between a used and a new Toyota in 2026 is not just about the sticker price. It's about the total cost of ownership, the value retained over time, and how your lifestyle and financial goals align with the vehicle you pick. For many buyers, saving $10,000 or more can be a life-changing decision, especially when a car is one of the largest purchases after a home. The car market in 2026 has evolved significantly. Supply chains have stabilized compared to earlier pandemic years, but both new and used car prices remain elevated due to sustained demand and broader economic pressures. As a result, the traditional wisdom that used always saves more is being challenged, particularly for reliable brands like Toyota. 2. Sticker price versus real cost. Understanding the basics. At first glance, buying a used Toyota typically offers a lower upfront cost compared to a brand new model. A used Corolla, Camry, or Prius from recent years can be thousands of dollars cheaper than a 2026 version, but the headline price is only one piece of the puzzle. According to industry price guides, the average cost differences between new and used vehicles vary widely based on age, mileage, trim level, and regional demand. Used cars often have already absorbed the steepest part of depreciation, which can make them appear like better deals. However, the market in 2026 shows that used pricing hasn't dropped as sharply as in past years, meaning some used vehicles are priced closer to new ones than expected. What complicates the calculation is that depreciation, the loss in value over time, often outweighs initial savings. New cars lose a large portion of their value the moment they're driven off the lot, while used cars have already taken that hit. A smart buyer compares total ownership costs, including financing, insurance, repairs, fuel, and resale value, rather than just the purchase price, TC. 3. Depreciation and resale value. The Toyota advantage. One of Toyota's strongest financial advantages is its reputation for holding value. Toyota models, especially popular ones like the Corolla, RAV4, and Tacoma, often appear on lists of vehicles with low depreciation rates, meaning they retain a higher percentage of their value over time compared to many competitors. This trend holds true even as market conditions fluctuate. For example, 2026 Toyota Prius and Camry ownership cost projections show that depreciation still makes up a significant portion of total cost of ownership over 5 years, even for new models. The 2026 Prius is estimated to lose around $11,834 in value over 5 years, while the Camry may lose around $13,459, figures that should be factored into any long-term ownership calculation. The implication is this: if you plan to sell or trade in the vehicle after a few years, buying used can avoid the worst of depreciation. But new Toyotas still hold value well enough that the gap isn't as dramatic as it once was, especially in 2026's tight used market. 4. Reliability and ownership experience. Toyota's reputation for reliability is legendary, and this is one of the biggest reasons both new and used Toyotas remain in high demand. Independent analyses of used Toyota models from recent years, like the Corolla, show that mechanical issues are relatively rare and often minor when they occur. Common complaints in owner communities are limited to non-critical systems like infotainment glitches or accessory battery issues in hybrids, while engines and transmissions remain robust. This reliability means that buying a used Toyota doesn't necessarily expose you to high repair costs, especially if you choose vehicles that have been well maintained with complete service records. However, A new Toyota still offers the peace of mind of a full factory warranty and the assurance that you're the first owner, which can be worth the premium for many buyers. 5. Financing, insurance, and hidden costs. Financing and insurance costs can tilt the balance significantly. In 2026, new car loans often come with lower interest rates and manufacturer incentives compared to used car loans, which sometimes carry higher APRs due to perceived risk in lender pricing. That means even if a used Toyota's sticker price is lower, you could end up paying more over time due to higher interest costs. Insurance is another factor. New cars typically cost more to insure because of their higher replacement value, but they may also come with safety features that reduce premiums. Used cars can be cheaper to insure in some markets, but older vehicles may lack advanced safety tech, which can increase rates or lower resale appeal. Considering total ownership costs, not just the purchase price, is essential for a fair comparison. 6. Market trends in 2026. Why used isn't always cheaper. The used car market in 2026 has been unusual compared to historical norms. High demand, limited supply, and slower depreciation for reliable brands like Toyota have kept used prices higher than expected. In some cases, lightly used models with low mileage are priced within a few $1,000s of new models, making the value proposition less clear-cut. Recent discussions from car buyers reflect this trend. Some buyers report used vehicles being priced nearly as high as new ones, sometimes with worse financing terms, leading them to choose new instead. This doesn't mean used cars never save money. In many cases, especially for vehicles that are 3 to 5 years old with higher mileage, the savings can still be substantial. But the traditional rule of thumb that used cars always save more is being challenged by current pricing dynamics, especially for popular and reliable models like Toyotas. 7. Buyer perspectives. What real people are saying. Real-world buyer discussions in 2026 reveal a range of opinions that reflect the complex nature of this decision. Some Toyota buyers argue that used cars hold value so well that buying new makes more sense if you can afford it, because the price gap isn't as large, and you get the benefits of a full warranty and the latest technology. Others note that used makes sense when the price difference is significant and financing costs are competitive, especially if you're buying a well-maintained model with a clean history. Still, many buyers in 2026 are cautious about used vehicles that are only marginally cheaper than new ones, especially when factoring in loan rates and unknown maintenance history. These varied perspectives highlight that there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The right choice depends on your budget, risk tolerance, financing options, and how long you plan to keep the car. 8. Which option truly saves you $10,000? So, does buying a used Toyota in 2026 save you $10,000 compared to new? The answer is, it can, but it depends on how you define cost and what your priorities are. If you find a well-priced used Toyota with reasonable financing and plan to keep it long-term, you could easily save $10,000 or more in depreciation and purchase price. However, if the used vehicle is priced close to a new one and comes with higher loan rates or unknown maintenance risks, the total cost of ownership might narrow the gap significantly. Buying new offers advantages in warranty coverage, the latest safety and technology features, and potentially better financing, benefits that many buyers find worth the extra cost. Meanwhile, Toyota's strong resale value means even new Toyotas don't lose as much value as many competitors, which helps protect your investment. Ultimately, the decision should be based on a careful comparison of total costs, not just the sticker price, and when done right, either option can be the smarter financial choice in 2026. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.